Why are MSC Cruises so cheap? 12 secrets revealed. Ever see an MSC cruise deal and think, that can't be right? 7 nights, balcony room, drinks and Wi-Fi included, all for less than your last grocery run? You're not crazy. MSC's become the ocean's biggest mystery. Their ships look like floating palaces, but the prices? They're cheaper than a roadside motel with lumpy pillows and a vending machine that steals your dollar. So what's the catch? Are you secretly mopping floors for discounts? Are the life jackets pay-per-use? Nope. But there is a reason MSC pulls this off, and it's not what you think. Today, we're cracking open 12 real secrets behind those jaw-dropping prices. From hidden business tactics to cost cuts so slick you've never spotted them. And trust me, the last one will completely rewrite how you see cruising forever. Let's dive in. Reason 1. No shareholders. MSC doesn't have shareholders breathing down their neck. This is the invisible reason their prices stay so low, and most cruisers never even realize it's happening. Unlike Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian, MSC isn't traded on the stock market. Nope. It's owned by one powerful family, the Aponte family, who call all the shots behind the scenes. No quarterly reports, no investor tantrums, no Wall Street drama. And here's why that matters. Public cruise lines are obsessed with short-term profits. If their numbers dip, stock tanks. This is why we're seeing other lines constantly change loyalty programs and raise prices, pushing away even their most dedicated customers. MSC doesn't play that game. They're playing the long con. They are so aggressive about this, they even offer a status match program, honoring your loyalty tier from other cruise lines just to get you to switch. It's not about your first cruise, it's about your 10th. Think of it like this. Carnival is a mega bank answering to thousands. MSC, that's your rich friend's family business, where the only person they need to impress is you. And when you're hunting a deal, that difference is everything. Reason 2. Global shipping empire. MSC isn't just a cruise line. It's actually the side hustle of a global shipping empire so massive, it makes their cruise discounts look like pocket change. The full name? Mediterranean Shipping Company. And while you might know them for their floating resorts, that's just their fun little weekend project. Their real business? Moving mountains of cargo across every ocean on Earth. We're talking hundreds of container ships, freight trains, ports they own outright, hauling everything from iPhones to pineapples around the clock. They're basically the Amazon Prime of the high seas. And here's the genius part. Those shipping profits, they subsidize your cruise. While other lines have to make all their money from overpriced drinks and excursions, MSC's already stacking billions elsewhere. It's like when a billionaire opens a restaurant just for fun. They don't care if the burger loses money. They've got oil wells paying the bills. MSC's cargo division is their oil well. So when you book that $299 Bahamas cruise, you're not just getting a deal. You're riding the coattails of a supply chain moving half the products in your home right now. Next time you're sipping a cocktail on deck, picture this. Somewhere in the Pacific, there's an MSC cargo ship full of sneakers and flat-screen TVs making your cheap vacation possible. That's the dirty little secret. Your budget cruise isn't really budget at all. You're just not the one paying full price. The shipping containers are. And they don't even get a free drink package. Reason 3. The upsell trap. Where your wallet goes to vacation. MSC's jaw-droppingly cheap base fare isn't a deal. It's bait. A $60 a night cruise with free food? Sounds like you've cracked the vacation code. But once you're trapped at sea, the real revenue engine kicks in. And it's designed to make your wallet seasick. Think of it like entering a theme park for pocket change, only to find every ride costs extra. Want a bowl? $12. Craving a decent steak? That'll be $39. Some passengers even claim they were charged for asking the pool attendant for a dry towel. And don't get comfy, because nothing on these ships is accidental. That crystal staircased atrium? It's not just Instagrammable. It's a psychological gateway to the jewelry shop. The gelato stand by the pool, diabolically placed. The bowling alley next to the bar, calculated. Every corridor is a masterclass in monetization. Here's how the game works. You board feeling like a genius for scoring a $499 deal. But by day 3, you've swiped your cruise card more times than a Vegas slot machine addict. $29 mixology class? Sure. $19 sushi lesson? Why not? $12 premium coffee accidentally charged 3 times a day. Oops, MSC isn't selling cruises. They're selling temptation, disguised as luxury. Even the ship's layout is a spending funnel. Want to get from your cabin to dinner? You'll pass the casino, the duty-free store, 2 bars, and a pop-up art auction. Resistance isn't futile, it's just expensive. And here's the kicker. It all feels optional. You could cruise without spending another dime. But once you're in vacation mode, treat yourself becomes a financial mantra. You didn't come all this way to sip tap water and skip the silent disco, right? MSC knows exactly how much willpower you packed. Hint, not much. Their ships are floating shopping malls that smile and call themselves vacations. That $60 per night bargain turns into $200 per day faster than you can say just this once. So next time you see a cruise deal that feels too good to be true, remember, it probably is. MSC isn't just sailing you across the ocean. They're navigating your spending impulses like a GPS. Reason 4. Experiences tiers. MSC's psychological brilliance. They don't sell cabins. They sell experiences. Sounds luxurious, but it's upselling dressed as personalization. You're not just booking a room, you're choosing a lifestyle. Bella, Fantastica, Aurea, or the Elite Yacht Club. Want to choose your dinner time? Not with Bella. Craving breakfast in bed? That's a Fantastica perk. Prefer skipping lines and boarding first? That's Aurea. Feeling like royalty and want to dodge crowds, packed elevators, and the occasional chaos of a budget cruise? Better mortgage your house for the yacht club. Here's the genius. It's all an illusion of choice. What feels standard on other cruise lines becomes a paid exclusive at MSC. Features gated behind tiers. The yacht club takes it further. A ship within a ship, offering private pools, lounges, and restaurants for those who'll pay for peace. And here's the kicker. By the time you've clicked through all the customization options, you've spent $300 more than planned. And you're thrilled, because it felt like your decision, not their design. MSC didn't invent cruise class systems, but they've perfected the art of making you pay more for less, while making you feel like you've hacked the system. It's not just a cruise, it's behavioral economics at 20 knots. Reason 5. Smaller cabins. MSC plays a sneaky game of cruise ship Tetris with your cabin. Those jaw-dropping prices? You're literally paying for them in square footage. An MSC interior cabin averages 151 square feet. Compare that to Royal Caribbean's 172 or even Carnival's 158. On paper, just numbers. In reality, try changing clothes without elbowing the bathroom door. Here's why this matters. Smaller cabins mean more cabins. More cabins mean more passengers. More passengers mean more drink packages, more excursions, more everything that actually makes them money. MSC knows most budget travelers care more about the ports than their pillow count. So they shrink the rooms, drop the price, and let you discover just how creative you can get with 151 square feet of personal space. Reason 6. Older ships. Not every MSC ship is a shiny new megaship with robot bartenders and skydiving simulators. In fact, a big chunk of their fleet has been sailing since your flip phone days. Ships like the MSC Harmonia, she first hit the waves in 2001. The MSC Lyrica, 2003. These veterans don't have the flashy tech or Instagrammable gimmicks, but they do have one massive advantage: lower costs. No billion-dollar loans to pay off. No cutting-edge systems to maintain. Just solid, no-frills cruising that lets MSC offer prices that make you double-check the decimal point. Sure, you won't find a roller coaster at sea or a virtual reality arcade, but here's what you do get. Working elevators, pools that don't charge admission, and that classic ocean breeze, all for half the price of the floating amusement parks. MSC's genius move? They know not everyone needs a ship that does backflips. Some travelers just want a comfy bed, good food, and ports that don't require a second mortgage to visit. So while other lines obsess over who's got the biggest water slide, MSC's older ships keep delivering the basics brilliantly and passing the savings straight to your wallet. Sometimes the best deals come with a little vintage charm. Reason 7. Mediterranean menus. MSC's secret weapon for keeping costs down isn't just about what they serve, it's about what they don't serve. Forget endless burger bars and midnight buffets. This is Italian cruising, not an all-you-can-eat diner. While American cruise lines are piling plates with cheese fries and nacho mountains, MSC's kitchens are whipping up handmade pastas and wood-fired pizzas. Here's the cost-saving magic. Mediterranean food is naturally cheaper to produce. Olive oil versus BBQ sauce. Fresh herbs versus processed cheese. And that all-day, all-night pizza station, it's not just delicious, it's a strategic budget move. But fair warning, this is the most divisive part of the MSC experience. If your idea of fine dining is chicken nuggets, you might get a culture shock. While some find the food authentic and delicious, many others find it bland and a letdown. You'll find plenty of espresso and gelato, but good luck finding a cannoli. No midnight buffets mean less waste. It lets MSC deliver quality without the outrageous costs of trying to be everything to everyone. So while other lines are dumping tons of uneaten fries, MSC's serving up focaccia. It's not cutting corners, it's cutting the right corners. Reason 8. Thin margins strategy. MSC isn't just selling cheap cruises. They're executing a ruthless, long-term strategy that's shaking the entire industry. This isn't discounting. This is domination. While competitors nickel and dime passengers to please shareholders, MSC plays the opposite game. It's the same strategy Japanese automakers use to enter the U.S. market. Lead with low-cost options to build loyalty and market share, then introduce upscale lines later. They'll happily make razor-thin margins today if it means locking in your loyalty for decades. Think about it. Their aggressive U.S. expansion isn't about quick profits. It's about flooding the market with irresistible deals until MSC becomes your automatic first search for cruise deals. They're not trying to win your vacation. They're trying to rewrite your vacation instincts, because once you associate cruise with MSC deal, they've already won, even if it takes 10 bookings to really cash in. Reason 9. Shipbuilding domination. MSC doesn't just buy cruise ships, they dominate their creation. While other lines wait years for shipyards to deliver, MSC controls the process through massive long-term partnerships. They don't own the shipyards, but they place multi-billion-dollar orders for entire classes of ships at once with two key partners, Fincantieri in Italy and Chantier de l'Atlantique in France. This gives them immense negotiating power and a level of efficiency others can't match. This means no arguing with contractors over costs, no delays from third-party builders, just pure, unfiltered efficiency that shaves millions off each new ship's price tag. While competitors debate whether to add a climbing wall or a sushi bar, MSC's already moved on to the next ship, designed precisely to maximize onboard spending and your enjoyment, of course. The result? They build faster, cheaper, and smarter. Other cruise lines order from a menu. MSC has a long-term contract with the whole restaurant. Reason 10. The European ferry model. Ever been on an MSC cruise in the Mediterranean and felt like you were at a bus station? One day in Naples, a huge crowd gets off. The next day in Genoa, a whole new group gets on. It feels chaotic, but it's actually one of MSC's most brilliant and ruthless business tactics. In North America, cruises are round trips, but in Europe, MSC operates its ships like a city bus on a loop. They sell tickets from Rome to Marseille, from Genoa to Barcelona, all on the same voyage. The second a cabin is emptied by a Spanish family, it's filled by an Italian one. Here's why that makes your cruise cheap. They have practically zero empty cabins, ever. While other lines might sail with 10% of their rooms empty, MSC's ships are packed to the gills around the clock. It's less of a cruise and more of a perfectly optimized human supply chain. That constant flow of people means a constant flow of cash. They aren't giving you a discount out of kindness, They're just so efficient at filling every last bed on the ship that they can afford to charge you less for yours. Reason 11. The service gamble. Ever have a cabin steward treat you like royalty, then feel invisible at the pool bar for 20 minutes? That contrast isn't entirely accidental. It reflects how MSC Cruises manages costs. Think about it. 5-star American-style service that's always smiling and proactive is incredibly expensive. It takes more staff, lower passenger-to-crew ratios, and months of specialized training, not to mention higher wages. MSC keeps costs down here. Their crew runs the ship safely and efficiently, but the line doesn't pour resources into cultivating the ultra-personalized service culture you might find on Disney or Celebrity. Instead, they're betting that most passengers would rather save a few $100s than pay extra for a bartender who remembers their favorite drink. As a guest, you're making a trade-off. You might get an incredible crew, or one that's just doing their job. But what's consistent is the value. MSC offers sleek ships and low fares, often well below what North American lines charge. They save money by streamlining the software, the people, and pass some of those savings on to you. You're not paying for luxury-level pampering. You're paying for modern, affordable passage and hoping good service comes along for the ride. Before we get to the last and most important reason, if you've learned anything new in this video, or if you're suddenly rethinking your next cruise booking, do me a favor and hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe for more cruise tips and secrets just like this. Reason 12. The big reveal. You're part of the strategy. This isn't just about you saving a few dollars. You're not just a lucky guest. You are the deal. You are the key part of MSC's master plan. They don't just want to be the fanciest cruise line, they want to be the one you simply can't resist. The one where you say, we could go with Royal or Carnival, or we could get basically the same thing for half the price. That irresistible base price is the hook. Every clever upsell and every sparkling staircase is part of a grander play to make you feel like you got an incredible deal, even if you end up spending more than you originally planned. MSC isn't trying to win just one vacation from you. They're trying to reprogram how you think about cruising altogether to shake up the entire industry. If they can make you feel smart about booking with them, they know they've won. And judging by their exploding popularity, it's working. You'll come back, you'll tell your friends, you'll search their deals first next time. It's not a bug, it's the business model. And honestly, it's kind of brilliant. Now that you know all of MSC's secrets, the learning doesn't have to stop. Our channel is packed with more videos designed to help you cruise smarter, with more insider tips, secret strategies, and money-saving hacks for all the major cruise lines. So check out the other videos on our channel to keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, happy cruising!